Okay, I'm gonna read this book that I have. It's a little tiny book, but I like it. Is life a random walk? Okay, the introduction says, is life a random walk? Some analysts think so about the stock markets. Perhaps this is bias. Perhaps this bias is a spillover from their take on life. Who knows? Others, myself among them, say life follows a natural order. It is predictable. While history may not repeat in exact pattern as to place or time, the present often is a rhyme to past events. What do you think? If you have a strong desire to find a better, more direct way to God, read on. The truth you seek may be at your fingertips. Okay. It says, is life a random walk? I was in the post office when a father entered with his young daughter. The toddler started to run back and forth in the lobby, clutching a key. When I went to my box for the mail, the little girl followed and watched with an intent gaze. As I put the key into the lock and unlocked it, she seemed fascinated by the process. It was apparent she had tried her key in several boxes without success. Key of opportunity. She stood and stared at as I relocked my mailbox. By then, her dad had finished his business and was ready to leave. Scooping up his little girl, he made for the door, then turned back and said, "When you're that age and you've got a key, the whole world is a lock." I thought about it, trying to learn the spiritual message. It is this. The whole world is a grand opportunity, a mystery for a child, something to unlock with a key to discover what's there. Do you have such a key? How does it work? A search for answers. Who am I? What am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? When and how? Questions, but good ones. In search of answers to these questions, you come face to face with the very secrets of life and death. You unearth the true knowledge that has eluded the most learned scholars of mainline religions. Even now, you stand at the foot of a new ladder of discovery. What are the ancient teachings? What do they involve? Can they improve your life? Make you a better person? These are all questions you may well ask yourself someday, maybe today. Help me remember what God is like. During the mass destruction of Hurricane Andrew in August 1992, many people in southern Florida lost their homes and all belongings. Some people felt the bite of its destruction. One such ECK family accepted shelter with another family until money from the insurance company let them set up housing again. Their host told a story about their 4-year-old girl and a brand new baby in the family. Soon after bringing the newborn home from the hospital, the host's little girl made a request. Could she please spend a few moments alone with the baby? At first, her parents felt reluctant, afraid of sibling rivalry. They wondered if she might harm the infant. But the 4-year-old kept begging them to leave the nursery and let her stay with the newborn. The parents gave in, but only after turning up the volume on the nursery intercom. Trust in God, but turn up the intercom. They listened from another room, prepared to rush back if needed. Instead of distressed cries, however, they heard their daughter's soft voice address the infant. Her words were like a prayer. "Baby," she said, "help me remember what God is like. I'm beginning to forget." Many children do, in fact, remember what God is like, at least until they enter school at age 3, 4, or 5. Then the memory begins to cloud over. Good schooling teaches them to be responsible adults in society, of course. Yet at the same time, a priceless gift is lost. A child's understanding of God. Straight answers. Whatever your chosen religion or belief, that choice is necessary for you at this stage of your journey home to God. That's why you hold to it. Your religion or belief is a valuable and important part of you because it reflects all your experiences from past lives. Our spiritual heritage is far richer than a single lifetime could ever produce. The real reason many enter this life with a special gift or talent without the apparent need for learning it. Some kids even reincarnate with the knowledge of a foreign language which their siblings lack. Parents who treat reincarnation as foolish may simply dismiss such a gift with an airy, "Oh well, he sure didn't get it from us," and let it go at that. They have no inkling as to where or how the child picked up such an ability. To learning spiritual laws. Whenever I look at a child, I see a little adult. Mighty oaks from acorns grow. There's no impulse to talk down to children once you realize they are souls returned from an older time and place. They need today's leg of their spiritual journey too, the same as you and me. Sometimes they reincarnate to wield the sword of fear or power, while at other times they come to demonstrate the law of love. Says a child of 3, 4, or 5 will display a unique personality, perhaps an outgoing or adventurous one. But by age 8 to 10, the child may suddenly turn shy and reserved. Upon reflection, you'd say it isn't the same individual. A young child often remembers the distant past and may well speak of it. A good question to ask a child of 2 to 4 is this: what did you do when you were big? You could be surprised if the child, in a nonchalant manner, sketches out a past life in broad details. Recognize it for that. When people leave this physical life, they ascend to the next heaven, the astral plane. Some advance to a higher place, the second or third heaven. The second is the casual plane. St. Paul spoke of a third heaven. It is one of the regions in the upper world where souls go to rest to learn different facets of spiritual law, including the law of love. The books of ECK present these planes and laws in some detail. How children enter a new life. After a short or lengthy rest in the higher worlds, we return to Earth as tiny as a baby. The body is a new prison of sorts. This containment of soul is the hardest part of reincarnation to deal with. In the last physical incarnation, an individual was perhaps an adult in a well-trained, functioning body. Now, with baby fingers, you will try to pick up objects, but fail in the attempt. I struggle to focus and make sense of a blurry world. But for some time, a scene remains a smear of black and white shadings. Months pass, and a perception of color dawns. Little by little, the infant's mind develops in a heroic way to influence the brain to put it all together. In effect, the mind commands the brain, okay, now sort out the light waves and make order from chaos. Of course, as our true eternal self, soul, we exist beyond the human mind. From the lofty heights of soul, we flash marching order to our mind, which in turn passes them down the chain of command to our physical brain for execution. And so the will develops. We thus move and act, we grow. With the passage of time, the infant comes to recognize mommy and daddy, vague forms that begin to register as real objects. It knows when the bottle's on the way, and so forth. The baby thus learns to put things into categories or files. Its growing ability to place a thing into a familiar slot reduces the infant's fear, making the world a more comfortable place. Says a mother observed the way her young child characterized things and put them into categories of his own making. Around the age of 10 months, he began to mimic certain sounds. Sometime later, the mother noticed that every time they passed a body of water or a drinking fountain, he would say "mo." One day she figured it out. She had been teaching him to drink water from a glass. After each sip, she would ask more. The child had taken the characteristics of this wet stuff in the glass and put it into the wrong file. He thought its name was more. So anytime he saw water, he tried to call it by its name. A child learns bit by bit. First on its agenda is the name of basic things, how to identify the concrete objects in the world around him. It says, how do I get God's love? It says, over time, children pick up the finer subtleties of getting along with others. If they have the good fortune of loving parents, they soon realize that as one gets love, he must also give love. Give it. Love is like water in that only much of it fits into a glass before more can go in. Some must be let out. So if one doesn't keep giving out love, more can't come in. People often wonder, how do I get God's love? You get more of it by giving your own to others. It says spiritual school. All in all, Earth is a spiritual school, designed and set up by God. It lets each of us, each soul in this world, learn more about becoming God-like, becoming more like God. It says, the whole purpose of you, me, and everyone else is to become more God-like. It is our mission or purpose here. It's the key to happiness. People may believe they're here to mark time until the trumpets blow on the last day. At that point, having pursued a frivolous life, they expect the Lord to catch them up to some better world, to let them embark upon a useless and self-centered existence there too. No. The true purpose of life here, there, or anywhere is to become a co-worker with God. It says, our past lives have brought experience to polish us in a spiritual way. Like it or not, you are now the best and highest spiritual being you have ever been in any lifetime. Take a look at yourself. Like what you see, fine. But if you don't like the face staring back at you in the mirror, keep in mind that this reflection of your own is of your own creation. You are today the sum of all your thoughts, feelings, and actions in past lives. I once said that sincere people who attend an ECK event, like an introductory talk on the Eckankar teachings, come because of some dissatisfaction with their belief or religion. Otherwise, why would they be here? Yet they may be aware only in part of the pressing nature of their search. But soul, the true self, has heard and is yearning to go home. It's simply a matter of time before a seeker's search begins in earnest, perhaps a week, a month, a year, 50 years, the next lifetime, or later. It matters not. Yet this may be the lifetime that a seeker admits. I sense, having lived many lifetimes in the past, I may be the best I've ever been, but I want more, much more. I want to go home. Okay, I'm going to pause right here.